January the 4th. Jesus saith unto him, Go thy way, thy son liveth. And the man believed the word that Jesus had spoken unto him, and he went his way. John 4:50. When ye pray, believe. Mark 11:24. When there's a matter that requires definite prayer, pray till you believe God, until with unfeigned lips you can thank Him for the answer. If the answer still tarries outwardly, don't pray for it in such a way that is evident that you're not definitely believing for it. Such a prayer, in place of being a help, will be a hindrance. And when you're finished praying, you'll find that your faith has weakened or has entirely gone. The urgency that you felt to offer this kind of prayer is clearly from self and Satan. It may not be wrong to mention the matter in question to the Lord again if He's keeping you waiting, but be sure you do so in such a way that it implies faith. Don't pray yourself out of faith. You may tell Him that you're waiting and that you're still believing Him, and therefore praise Him for the answer. There's nothing that so fully clinches faith as to be so sure of the answer that you can thank God for it. Prayers that pray us out of faith deny both God's promise in His Word and also His whisper, yes, that He gave us in our hearts. Such prayers are but the expression of the unrest of one's heart, and unrest implies unbelief in reference to the answer to prayer. For we which have believed do enter into rest. Hebrews 4:3. This prayer that prays ourselves out of faith frequently arises from centering our thoughts on the difficulty rather than on God's promise. Abraham considered not his own body. He staggered not at the promise of God. Romans 4:19 and 20. May we watch and pray that we enter not into temptation of praying ourselves out of faith. Faith is not a sense, nor sight, nor reason, but a taking God at His word. The beginning of anxiety is the end of faith, and the beginning of true faith is the end of anxiety. You will never learn faith in comfortable surroundings. God gives us the promises in a quiet hour. God seals our covenants with great and gracious words, and then He steps back and waits to see how much we believe. And then He lets the tempter come, and the test seems to contradict all that He's spoken. It's then that faith wins its crown. That's the time to look up through the storm, and among the trembling, frightened seamen cry, I believe, God, that it shall be even as it was told me. Believe and trust through stars and suns, through life and death, through soul and sense. His wise paternal purpose runs. The darkness of His providence is starlit with divine intents.